Hey Fred, we have some Q&A questions from everybody, so we're going to address those on today's videos. Yeah, we had Fern from Canada who said she's had MS since she was 26 and has been constipated since then. And she said at 70 she just started having green smoothies and she got her bowel movement function back. But she was very encouraged by that, as well as checking out our vlogs and videos and seeing what she has to say. But she was wondering, could you talk about your encounters with people who have come to you with MS, please?
Absolutely. Fern, I'm very glad that you're starting to have bowel movements, because I've worked with quite a few people to support them to stay healthy and really help themselves with MS. I've had some dramatic experiences on the positive side with people with MS, but as far as I can remember, just about everybody I ever seen that had MS suffered from constipation or periodic constipation. Once they started moving their bowels, there was a definite improvement in their condition and their general health. So I'm very happy to hear that you're moving your bowels, going to the bathroom, and on a regular basis. And I hope that you're working on your lifestyle change, because it definitely could make a difference. Now, I can't make any statements. I don't want to make any statements that could be interpreted as outlandish or exaggerated for a number of different reasons. I have to be, I want to be very careful about what I say here, but I do want to encourage you to realize that moving your bowels on a regular basis when somebody has MS is a dramatic improvement in what's going on in your system. If you're not moving your bowels on a regular basis, and you're not removing that waste that's in your system, that's not like having money in the bank. You don't want to keep that in your system. The more you have in there, the less your body's going to be biologically efficient. The more inflammation you're going to have. The more neurological damage you could have. So it's great that you're moving your bowels every day. I see most of the people I see that have MS, the first thing I try to do is to get them to go to the bathroom. Once they start moving their bowels every day, they're on their way to being a much healthier person. So keep up what you're doing. I don't know what kind of a diet you're on or your lifestyle. Try to keep improving your dietary lifestyle. Keep in mind that all the other things that we spoke about, that I've been speaking about, that can help your body to detoxify. The key for you is to detoxify, to make sure you start to clean your body up on a cellular level. There's a number of different ways to do this. You have to be careful about certain aspects of detoxification. I know you can't handle high temperatures well. The majority of people who have MS have to be, they feel exhausted in high temperatures, so getting into an infrared sauna is not for you. But you're on the right path. Keep working on your lifestyle. Get as much rest as you possibly can. Try to drink alkaline water. And I think you're in the midst of a healthy journey here.
Great, thanks, Fred. Okay, question number 2 was from a couple. When you go down walking at South Beach, down at the boardwalk with the doggies, they came up to you and said, "Hey, Fred, we watch your videos, but can you answer this question, please?" And they asked you to, could you please just give a little bit of your thoughts on what you just said, detoxification and water fasting, please?
Okay. Well, water fasting is is another tool in the chest of a person wants to clean up their system. But you have to be careful about water fasting. I've had a lot of experience, personal experience water fasting. I've done some long-term water fast, and one thing I want to say, I'm not against water fasting. I've seen some great benefits, but as anybody knows that's been involved with this, years ago water fasting was abused, and there was some things happened that I wish never would have happened. Not to me, not in my experience, but remember, for everything you leave out, there's a reciprocal amount of improvement. Water fasting is when you leave everything out and you drink enough water. But water fasting is a crisis-creating situation. When you go on a water fast, you're creating a crisis. And if somebody's already in a deep crisis, and you don't want to really put them into a deeper crisis, my personal belief that anybody wants to go on a water fast that's more than 7 days, they definitely should go to an expert, a fasting practitioner, and be supervised by somebody that's an old timer that's been established. There are people out there that are promoting water fast, and I don't think they got the experience, and I think they're too dogmatic, and I think they push people too far. That's why they've had some disasters in their life. Drinking juices is not a fast. It's more or less a liquid diet. I have a lot of experience with people just drinking juices. Me, myself, I drank juices for 6 months. Didn't have to, felt great because I've done a lot of water fasting. My system is efficient, and it's much safer, and it takes longer, but you will get the same benefits. Remember, it's what you leave out, and it's the concentrated food that's important. So if you're drinking juices, and you're leaving out all the other things, cake, candy, soda, ice cream, meat, starches, you're definitely going to have an improvement. And you're not going to have the crises that some people have that are severe on a water fast. When you're drinking the juices, what they do is they alkalize a lot of the acids that will be coming out on a water fast, and you would have a crisis. And plus, when you're on a juice fast, when anybody's on a juice fast, I recommend that they go for colonics and they take Epsom salt baths and do things like that. If you're on a water fast, some of that stuff you can't do. You can do it, but it might not be the safest thing for you because you'll enervate yourself. You'll be using too much nerve energy. So the key, if you're on a water fast, the best thing to do is to rest. Don't partake in activity. Close your eyes because you're conserving 40% of your energy. If you're on a water fast, you shouldn't be out walking around, going shopping, and do all these things unless they're an absolute necessity, because you're squandering the vital force that your body is trying to build up so you could generate regeneration of your body on a cellular level. Remember, your whole key is to have an open mind, not to be dogmatic. Anybody that comes and speaks to you in absolutes and tells you that something is a panacea and this is the only way to do it, me, myself, I would be very, very cautious, but I would gently get up and walk out the door. That's the way I feel about this. And there are a lot of people now that are into, quote, quote, health. And I'm not talking about scientific health. I'm talking in, quote, quote, philosophical, anecdotal type of health. They're very, very dogmatic. In their mind, there's only one way to do something, and that's not my way of thinking. I'm not into personalities. I'm not talking about anybody in particular. I'm just talking about my 50 years of experience of doing this, 40 years on a raw food diet, and probably dealing with someplace between 20 and 30,000 people, and doing a lot of research. I had my own television show once where we did a lot of research. So I'm just trying to give people the benefits of my experience. I don't have all the answers. I'm very open-minded. I want to learn for as much as I possibly can. But I know what my experience has shown me. The bottom line, what I go by, is the beneficial results people can get.
Great. Thanks, Fred. And as our last question here, because we're coming to the close of our segment, is Chef Evan from Facebook asked you, will probiotics cause a rash breakout?
When you're taking probiotics, and especially if you're taking a good form of probiotics, and I'm not talking about soil-based organisms. I believe soil-based organisms have a potential to be a real problem. How do I know that? Because I've seen the problem. Okay, I remember there was a while back when people were really touting soil-based organisms, and I took a good look at them. I was very leery about them, and I knew some people that were using them, and I saw what happened in a number of cases. So I don't recommend soil-based organisms. Probiotics, in the process, especially if you're using a good formula, as prebiotics, probiotics, and systemic enzymes, it can cause a rash. It's quite possible. But it doesn't mean it's coming from the probiotics. It could be coming from the effect of the probiotics. Your skin is like a third kidney. If you can't eliminate something through your bowels and through your urine, you might develop a skin rash. You do get skin rashes from allergies, something that's incompatible with your physiology. But if you got a rash from the probiotics, most likely it's coming from the effects of the probiotic breaking down endogenous material, and it's being released to your skin. Remember, I'm not speaking in an absolute here. That's a very good chance of what was happening. If you think it's from the probiotic, switch your brand and see if it happens again. Most likely, though, it's coming from the beneficial effects, what misinterpreted by a person that doesn't understand the chemistry of what happens with intestinal flora, could be misinterpreted. So take a second look at it. If you have any other questions, let us know. I'll try to respond to your questions.
Thanks, Fred. That's great. All right, and don't forget to check out our video blog and our survey, and also take a look at our natural health plan at www.fredbishyforhealth.com. Thank you.